Welcome to EJH British Cars and something a bit different today. I bought an inflatable paint booth from Amazon, and it is, and I want to read it off my phone. Yes, I need my glasses. It is a WARSUN, W-A-R-S-U-N. It's a small one, so it's 14 by 10. It was not inexpensive. It was about $600. I think I got it on a sale, so it wasn't quite that much. It's part number UEL0512PTP88. It's in the box. I haven't set it up. I haven't even opened the box yet. We're going to set it up on the pad. I cleaned up the pad and took a load of scrap to the dump today, which was all the sheet metal I replaced on the body tub. The body tub's painted underneath and the inner fenders and all that, but I didn't want to do any of the outside sheet metal, so the trunk and the dog legs and the upper cowl and all that, just out here where the grass blows seeds onto it and the bugs drag their butts across the paint, which, believe me, they do that. So I thought we could do this together and see how it goes. So let's go take a look at it. So here's the box. It's actually pretty compact because the tent, and there's two blowers in this, but it's 25 by 24 by about 18. So, and of course, if you're going to cut the tape on this, you want to be really careful that you're not cutting the fabric of the tent. Doesn't really say which side is up, so we'll just start here. Nice heavy box. This is made in China. So there's why you want to be careful with the knife. That was right there in the middle. So these blowers are supposed to be two different sizes. One is to inflate the tent, and one is to bring ventilation air in. I also suggest that when you plug these in, that you put them on two different circuits, because the tent will collapse if you lose power and run on them both. You could pretty easily overload even a 20 amp circuit, never mind a 15, which is what half the houses are, because you know they saved $100 building the house by doing that. Well, this is funny because it's directions for idiots. Cautions: don't put your hand in the terrier, which must be this. I've never even seen that word before, so how somebody who would be fooled enough to stick their fingers in there would know that, I don't know. 120 volt, 550 watts, 60 hertz, and it's a grounded plug. Plastic. It's basically just a squirrel cage, I think, but fairly heavy. And this is the other one. It looks to be essentially the same construction, but they put some green accents on them, so I suppose that's how you tell them apart. And this one's 250 watts of power, 120 volt. Now it's got a switch on it. Does the other one have a switch? I didn't notice. It does. They both have switches. Oh, so the 500 watt is quite a bit bigger. So you can see, you just look at them side by side. That's the 500 watt there, that's the 250 watt. So they ought to be easy to keep separated. It looks like the outlets are different size too, so you won't get them confused. That's very heavy. That's all. I suppose when I looked at these, the difference, they run from about 350 to as much as you want to spend. But one of the big differences is the inexpensive ones only have a single blower motor. And that does kind of seem like it might be problematic. And my basic plan is I've got some extremely heavy duty extension cords. They're 12.3 from my days in construction. So I'll run one of those out of the garage. There's several dedicated circuits in the garage. So we'll get tied into one of those. And then I can run the other one here on the power on the lift, because that's a dedicated circuit as well. There we go. So this is in its own carrying bag. Ugh. There we go. I'm going to take a minute and look at the directions, and then we'll see if we can't set this thing up. Now here it is. I was curious. I got my fish scale out. It weighs 35 pounds. So, because it's just a giant block, so it feels pretty heavy. So far, all I've done is spread it apart like that. There's nothing on it right that I can say which says which way it goes, which is unfortunate, because no matter which way I put it, it's bound to be wrong, and I'll have to try to turn it once it's opened up. Oh, and the red things in the bag are sandbags. So there's, I don't know, 6 or 8 sandbags. There's some nylon rope to tie them with. There's also a patch of material, which must be for making repairs if required. Still not seeing any labels. Now this looks like it's the doors. I see a giant zipper here. That's my guess, that's the top. So let's turn this. We're bound to be wrong the first time. Well, the instructions are here on the back, because you got to get it open to see them. Uh-oh, more zippers. This may be the back door. This is only about 3 feet wide. So that's my guess. Here's the D-rings. It's got windows. Let's pull this back here. It says spread out and flatten the booth, which we've kind of done. I'll do it a bit more. Find the quick air vents on both sides of the booth and close the zipper. Open the back door and check that the internal air inlet is zipped properly. Booth will not be able to stand up if any of the vents are left open. So there's a zipper here. And we're looking for the internal vent. Well, here are the 2 inlet tubes. I don't seem to see, they're not marked as to where one's different from another, and they do kind of seem to be going to the same chamber. Well, I just guessed, but I put the bigger blower on the port that's closer to the front door, and the smaller blower on the port that's closer to the back door. I did put my arm up the sleeve they're not connected, but they're going to a chamber there, and I don't know which going where, or whether it's inflating both halves or what. I don't know. So next thing to do is run some power out and fire these things up and see what happens. And the orange cord's going to the power on the lift. This green cord's going out to the dedicated circuit that's for my drill press back in the garage. And we'll put this over here in the shade somewhere so the camera won't overheat. And we'll still turn them on. Well, that was the small one, and that just seems to be doing the fresh air. This is the big one. And that seems to be inflating things. Well, I found one of the exterior vents. It's about halfway up here on the side. Well, it means there's one over here too. Oh yeah. It's really blowing some air out. Oh yeah, there's a big difference. It's like my own personal bouncy house. Well, I gotta tell you, once I close those vents, boy, that thing opened right up. So I thought I'd take you on a walk around. It seems to be fully inflated. These big black panels are the filtered air. So the black, it's actually a filter material. You can actually breathe through it quite readily. And then it's got these smaller windows in the back. It's got these big handles so you can move it around. These are the D-rings to tie it down up and lower. This is the quote back door. So this is the interior vent. This is on Velcro. As you can see, there's a tube, and that's what's running down to that small blower. And then it's got, I guess, little loops here and there, so you can hang work lights or whatever. This is the main zipper in the front, another vent. See, the zipper's down here. Here you can see through that ventilation stuff. More ties. So it's relatively roomy in here. Well, I measure from this post to that post. That's just over 7 feet. About 12.5 feet clear. Those blowers aren't too noisy, so it's not too bad. What I might do, seeing how fast the big blower inflated this tent. What I might do is, next time I do it, I'll put the big blower on this fresh air, because this doesn't, I mean, I can feel the air coming out of here, but, you know, it's not that windy. The zippers all work pretty well. Plenty of light in here anyhow. We got these long panels in the top, both sides. And of course, there's a fair amount of light coming just through that top panel. This floor doesn't look super rugged. What I might do is, I got plenty of Harbor Freight blue tarps. I might throw one of them down on the floor to help protect it. I did sweep this concrete off before we inflated it, so there wouldn't be anything to put holes in it too quickly. Yeah. Here's the TR2 body tub in here. This edge is about a foot back from the door. There's plenty of room to walk down the sides. It's not spacious, but there's enough. And we're a couple inches short of the back. But this should work. I basically plan to paint one end and then the other because there's no continuity. The rocker panels are not in here. So this red paint will go from here, that red paint will go from there. And the idea will be to put whatever end's not being worked on up against the back wall and then paint this from this side. And you can see I made, that's one of those 4-wheel mesh carts that, oh, everywhere's got them. I bought that one at Tractor Supply. Harbor Freight's got them. They have pneumatic tires, and that's a couple of the Harbor Freight piano dollies. They fit perfectly in between. And then I tied a piece of rope between the tops of the two sides just so they wouldn't spread apart. And those things really just locked in. They're like a 1/16 of an inch bigger than the gap. And I actually drove this up over this concrete, across this angled section. Matter of fact, you can see the tire marks. It was here, so I came all the way around like that. And it's a little tippy, I'll give you. Boy, it's sure a lot easier. It never would have gone this way on the piano dollies. Those wheels are way too small. So I tied a big rope onto the handle because the handle doesn't stick out far enough to clear the tail. So the nice thing is when you're going around the sharp corners, it's out here and you can handle it. And then when you're just pulling straight, you can use the rope. And it also gives you a hand to grab the body up here, stabilize it. And it's kind of at a nice height for working at right here. I like it. Both of those blowers are still running, by the way. You can see that, I mean, I can hear them, but they're not horribly loud, so that's good. So that worked out pretty nice. These zippers work pretty well. Because me being as old as I am, I have a problem reaching that one down there just because I don't bend that well. But that's my problem, not theirs. I'll tell you one thing though, I'm 6 foot tall and I just reached that zipper. So if you're less than about maybe 5'10", 5'11", you'd have to stand on something. But it's pretty nice. I mean, there's plenty of light in here. It'd be pretty easy to paint. Well, now I just got to take it down for the day because I don't want to leave it up so it'll blow away. I am tempted to, I have my 10 by 10 canopy. Matter of fact, it's over here. Harbor Freight also. I am kind of tempted to see if that'll fit inside and then let the air deflate, and that will keep it from touching the wet paint on the car. So, I don't know, but of course it's 10 feet wide and that just measured 7 feet, so it may not fit in there. Of course, I suppose I could detension it because the four corners just come in as you fold it up. Anyway, that's it for today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share. send your love, and we'll see you next time.